My fellow bassists, welcome back. So you've got pretty good fingerstyle technique and you can even play fast, but for some reason it still doesn't sound tight.
Tight, yeah!
And funky. Instead, it sounds a bit messy. Maybe you've heard the usual advice that you just need to practice your scales a little bit more, or you just really need to feel the music and then everything will sound cleaner. This advice isn't necessarily wrong, but it's kind of hard to act on it. There's actually just a few small mistakes that you're probably making that makes everything sound messy, and luckily they're all fixable with just some simple exercises. In this video, I'll go through each exercise one by one, and by the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to make your fingerstyle playing sound clean and tight, so let's get into it. So the foundation of clean fingerstyle playing is having great synchronization between the fretting hand and the plucking hand. This is also the part that most bassists mess up, so how do we improve our synchronization? Well, there's a pretty interesting method that I'm guessing not a lot of you have tried. Piano players are very used to the idea of practicing each hand individually, and as a result, they have some of the best hand coordination of any instrumentalists. But it's very rare for bassists to practice this way, until now. Take a look at this bass line. Here's how it sounds played normally. Now what we're going to do is play that same bass line, but only the right hand. So you're basically just playing ghost notes. Really try to focus on playing with the best rhythm and timing that you can. And now let's do the exact same thing, but this time we're only going to play with our left hand. So we're basically just tapping the bass line with our left hand. Don't worry, it's not going to sound very good at first, and that's completely fine. That's not the idea here. Just try to play with the best rhythm and timing that you can. You might want to do this bass line several times with just one hand at a time first, and then when you combine the hands, you should find that your hand synchronization has improved a lot. You can use this method for any bass line or solo, but it definitely works best for these shorter repeating bass riffs like this one. After enough repetitions of each hand individually, when you put them together, everything should sound a bit less messy. All right, the next big element of clean fingerstyle playing is muting. Any of you who've been following my channel for a while have already seen my video on muting for slap bass. For fingerstyle, it's quite similar, but there are some small differences. I use three main muting methods for fingerstyle playing. The first is what I call the lifted mute, where you just lift your finger off the fretboard but not off the string, so you've got to do it quite lightly like this. Next is landing on the string below with your plucking finger, which hopefully most of you are already doing. This just helps to make sure that the lower strings are muted when you don't want them to be ringing out like this. Right now I'm muting the E string, actually with both my thumb and with the finger that lands on the E string. If you don't do that, then after a while of plucking, the other strings are actually all ringing right now, which is just more unwanted noise. And lastly, we have next finger mutes, which is where I just rest the next finger that I'm about to use to pluck on the string so that I simultaneously mute the string and get it in the prime position for the next pluck like this. There are infinite ways of muting, but these are the 3 primary ones that I use for fingerstyle. I designed an exercise that will help you practice each muting technique. You can practice them in isolation, which is kind of what this exercise encourages you to do at first. But in the end, you do want to combine them. I'm usually using 2 or 3 muting techniques at any given moment, and this is how you're going to get the cleanest possible sound. Practice that exercise for a few days and you'll find that your muting skills have improved a lot, making your overall playing sound more Ronaldo. And the best way to practice is always with the backing track without my bass, so you can hear yourself as cleanly and clearly as possible, which you can get on the Basecamp Patreon. Alright, the next very common mistake that leads to messy fingerstyle playing is not keeping each note fretted for the full duration of that note. This leads to unwanted staccato playing where you can't really hear the notes that are being played very well, which just leads to an overall messy sound. So this is entirely a fretting hand issue for most people, and a lot of it stems from not practicing the awkward fretting hand transitions too much. For example, most people really struggle with the transition between the pinky and ring finger and also the pinky and middle finger. But the problem also stems from the fact that people always practice slow things and fast things in complete isolation from each other. If you practice making sure that you're holding each note out for its full duration at slow tempos, and then you practice the exact same bass line at a faster tempo, it's much easier to make sure that you're still holding out those notes for their full duration at the faster tempo. So long story short, this exercise works out the awkward finger transitions in the fretting hand and also jumps between slow and fast tempos so that we fix both problems in one exercise. There's just one more element of clean fingerstyle playing, and that's tone. I won't go into quite as much detail on this one because I do have a full video on my tone and my tips for getting a good tone, but it is important if you don't want your fingerstyle to sound messy. There are 2 common tone issues that lead to a messy sound. The first one is problems with EQ. If the EQ is too trebly, then any unwanted string noise or fret buzz really gets amplified. And if the EQ is too bassy, then everything just sounds muddy and it's hard to hear what's going on, especially if you're playing fast. There's no right EQ, but just bear those tips in mind when you're trying to get the right sound for whatever song you're playing. The other really common tone issue is related to compression. If you use no compression at all, it can be hard to be heard in the mix. And that's because bass notes have a very powerful attack and then they decay very quickly. but compression can help to mitigate that and just make everything sound more powerful. But if you have too much compression, then again, you just really amplify all of that string noise, which was maybe quiet before, but the compressor's just elevating it. And then also too much compression can kill the attacks of your notes, which just makes everything sound dull and lifeless. I go into more detail about my personal tone settings in this video, which you can find on Patreon. That's also where you can put all of the tips that I gave you today into practice. It's not enough to just watch this video. If you want to truly clean up your fingerstyle playing, you've got to put all of these tips into practice with as many different bass exercises as you can. And on Patreon, you can find hundreds of exercises designed for players just like you to get a clean and funky fingerstyle technique. Just slap the link below if you're interested, and hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video helped you to sound less. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next lesson.